Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Outdoor Builders Podcast. I'm Daniel, and I'm here again with CEO of Empire Pavers, Bruno Freitas.
Let's go, my brother. Thank you for having me once again. And I guess we're going to see each other for a very long time.
We get used to it, man. Get used to seeing me, seeing him.
Yep.
Smiling faces, hopefully, as long as we have our coffees in the morning, we'll be all right.
That's right. And by the way, you can get this mug today at empirepavers.com if you want to.
Yeah, definitely not
Okay.
plugging anything or anything like that, but,
Merchandise, you know.
Yeah, we're not merching or anything like that. But how you been, brother? Everything good?
Good, man. I'm so excited for this year. I believe that we do have a lot potential of growth. And you saw all the rains that we had late last year, early this year. We did receive a lot of phone calls from clients. So there's a lot of projects to be done out there and a lot of things to get fixed. So I'm very excited for what 2023 is holding for us. And I think that it's going to be an amazing year, man. So I can't say more than I'm happy. How are you?
Perfect. I'm doing well. Can't complain. Like you said, exciting things coming up, exciting things happening as of right now. And, future looks bright, which is great.
That's
always great. A question that I always get asked, for those of you who are listening who don't know, I have a background in sales.
Right.
Not always in the outdoor living space construction area, but also in other areas. Let's call
segments,
it other segments of the market. Manufacturing, service laws, and stuff like that. Trade shows is a big topic always every time that people ask me.
That's right.
Like, is it worth it to go to these trade shows? I know Empire Pavers, last year we went to the Hardscapes of North America.
Yeah.
Earlier this year we went to the World of Concrete.
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
These are not, there are investments involved in going to these shows.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
You, Bruno, as CEO, as, of Empire Pavers, as the head of Empire Pavers, the face of Empire Pavers, what would you feel, would you tell contractors, hey, this is what you should be expecting when you go to these trade shows?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like going to a trade show, if you never did, you should go. Like, people ask me, like, how good is it? How is it? Like, it's a very unique experience. You need to go yourself and experience to understand what that means. A lot of people will be like, oh, you're just going to a place where they're trying to sell you a bunch of things. Right? Yeah, they got that too, but that's not the main focus. The main focus is to know what you're going to see and what you're going to learn at those places. Usually, construction manufacturers, what they do is early on in the year, they want to present and show what you expect around the construction environment for 2020, like in this case, for 2023. So we went early this year to Vegas, right? Which is, by the way, really big trade show. Was the World of Concrete. It talks concrete all day long, going from a concrete pump to a concrete machinery to like the actual finish of the concrete, types of concrete, and why concrete cracks. And then there's classes involved. There's so many things that you can learn in a trade show. So a trade show essentially is not just a place for you to go and shop, but it's actually a place for you to go and learn. So there is classes in between. There is like sessions that you can attend it to. That is, of course, all the major names and companies showing their products, because of course they're trying to sell you their stuff, but it's more valuable to you as a contract to understand what materials out there and what you can learn from all this stuff. So I like trade shows because it not only gives you the best products that's out there, what's trending in this, for the year, and also educates you from how to apply those products, how to install the type of products, right? And then once you learn how to install those products, guess what? They'll give you tools. What's the right tools for the specific type of product that you like to install, right? So this year, I learned a lot inside the epoxy world, and we're gonna do a podcast just on that, talking about how cool it could be, and we're gonna really innovate the epoxy world, and that's what we're trying to do for this year. And also, again, you get connections. Like you connect with a lot of contractors, you connect with a lot of major companies that's 2, 3, 5, 10 times bigger than yours. And when you're a solo contract with just a guy, you don't really see this whole dynamic world that you can really get connected with, because we're talking about companies that they have 1,000 employees, 2,000,
Yeah.
and it's just going out there, getting the knowledge of things, and just connecting with people at the end of the day.
That's perfect. That's
Yeah.
perfect. The way I've always seen it, I've done trade shows, and
You actually did booths.
yeah,
right? You actually
in
did
all aspects, right?
Uh-huh.
I've done the presentations
Right.
in booths. I've done the walking around as a contractor. I've done as a casual observer, like just walking the trade show, not having anything interested in that business. And every aspect is something different, right?
Yeah.
As when we went to the World of Contract, we're in that business. We didn't have a booth, but we're there interested to learn more.
Right.
I've always maintained, trade shows is something where you kind of get out whatever it is that you put in, right? And for example, at World of Concrete, Bruno and myself and some of our project managers, we actually took classes. And it's Las Vegas. These
Yes.
classes are at 8 a.m., right? And so, which is why I was telling my wife, like, where's there to work? We're not there just to hang out and be in Vegas, take some pictures, buy some booze, and then like just go hit up the casino, hit some blackjack or whatever.
Yeah.
Where's there to work? And these classes, they range from technical aspects of, the aggregate to, what you need to do for sulfate and water issues and stuff like that to, how to manage your crew more efficiently.
That's right. Yeah. I like that because you get to really understand what's the standards, right? And it comes into a really important thing here. And this is a really good topic about trade shows. And then you'll just think, oh, it's only about products and new companies and people trying to get you business. No, there's actually educational sessions like we talked about OSHA. For those that don't know what OSHA means, you should go and Google it.
Yeah.
Because if you're a contractor, you should know what that means.
They should scare you quite a bit.
Exactly. Yes. So, there was a guy that represents OSHA out there explaining to us what's the new laws, like what's the new liability things that you as a contractor should know. And how can you better assist your employees, right? So you gotta keep up with OSHA standards in order to be a functionally company. Otherwise, if you're not in compliance with what they're expecting you to do, they can come and flag your business and just shut you down. Yeah. So OSHA is one of the things that I always look for to learn and understand what they have and all the new laws that they update. Just because I want to always be in compliance with what they're expecting us to be in order to be a contractor.
Yeah.
Right?
And some of these social laws also have to deal with the safety of the crew itself.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's something that I'm sure you want to look out for as well, right?
Yeah.
The safety of the crew, making sure that
that's right.
they're creating, safe workplaces, safe work environment, and making sure that there's no accidents.
That's the main goal. No accidents, no death. A lot of people does die in a job site. And then sometimes just a very stupid little thing that you don't pay attention.
Avoidable.
Yeah, that could be avoidable and you could have saved a life, right? So one of the things that the guy that was speaking in my class, he said that with COVID, right? So you need to have some type of a special mask in order for you to be caught in concrete, right? Because of the silica that's in the air, right? So now when you have the dust and you have everything up in the air, you don't have the right mask, that can really jeopardize your employee's life. So which means is there's guys that share the testimony out there that their parents, like their dad, used to work in the same construction company that they work with for 30 years, and then he died, and it says he died because of COVID, but really why he died was because he never wear the right protection throughout the whole years, and then when COVID got him, his lungs wasn't functioning right? So OSHA with COVID came up with a new law saying that you need an N95 mask on below your actual respiratory mask to avoid silica and also COVID that can burn in the air. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, if a OSHA guy agent drives by a job site and then it's the guy, some guys using the concrete saw, and they just ask them, "Where's your mask?" "Oh no, I have the N95." Well, you do have the N95, which is the COVID mask, but you still need special masks in order for you to be cutting concrete. By the way, here's a $15,000 fine, just like that.
Wow.
And that's just the minimum. So they raised their minimum to $15,000, roughly $15,000 per citation, which means they show up to a place, you don't have your mask. Okay, you don't have your mask. Here's a $15,000 fine. Well, where's your ear blockage thing, the plugs? Oh, I don't have that. All right, that's another $15,000.
For sound protection.
Yeah, it's sound protection.
Wow.
And then where's your safety glass? Oh, do I have to? Yeah, another $15,000.
He just became your most expensive employee.
And that guy will get fired the next day. But it's like, if you don't know those type of things, D, guess what? You can run out of business just like this, just within a visit. And the more we work and the more we want to get right with the laws and whatever they're asking us should be in compliance, California, it is the worst, the worst state in terms of law. They make our lives so hard, but it's for a good reason, because they want us to always be in compliance to what they're expecting us to be, right? So you go to a trade show, this is the type of information you can get, right? There is not just about machinery and equipment. There's like a lot of stuff that you can learn just because you went there.
Yeah. Like I felt what was eye-opening for me at World of Concrete is, there's a wide range of people that are there, right? There's the smaller guys, medium guys, growing guys, huge guys. And they're there residential, commercial, in all aspects.
Right.
And all of these values hold true for everyone across the board. When we're talking efficiency of a job crew, of a job site, the first hour, our lecturer was telling us, the first hour of any day at a job site is the most inefficient. And if you're not there, for example, if you are, the head of Joe's Concrete and you have 2 crews and you see every job site every day, that should probably be not as surprising to you.
Right.
But if you are conglomerate concrete and you have 15 crews, 10 project managers running 20 job sites concurrently, there's no way you could actually, uphold the OSHA that we were talking about, learn about all that stuff, learn about the efficiency. You're essentially relying on crew leaders and chiefs and project managers to make sure the projects are running efficiently.
Yeah.
And if you don't see that firsthand, then that is something that kind of escapes your mind, something that kind of slips through the cracks.
Yeah.
And your crews aren't running efficiently.
Yeah. And then them not running the way you expect them to run, that means it's costing you more money, right? And at the end of the day, the more you can save, the more you can have, the more profit you have as a business, right? So those are just simple steps that you learn at places like the trade show, how to be efficiency with your timing, right? So those are really, really just simple things to implement into your business.
Yeah.
And a lot of people go like, well, I don't have time for that. Well, you're losing money, dude. Like, stop what you're doing and organize yourself, follow the steps, because once you do it, you create a system. A new employee comes in. By the way, this is how we do it. You just follow it. Like, you don't have to waste the time to, like, teaching each one of them that comes to work with you.
And these are just 2 small tidbits of information from 2 classes. I took 5 classes that week, each one at a minimum of 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Right? So if you are in the business, if it's a paver show, if it's a concrete show, if you're a landscaper and this is an arborist show, go to the show, take classes, learn more about how to run the business, and more about the products that go into that side of the business as well.
That's right. Yeah, and the connections, right, that we talked about. I saw one of my friends. I call him friend because we know each other for over a year, so they were considered my friend.
Oh wow,
I saw T.
that's very low standards. But go ahead.
Yeah, if you know someone over a year, you should call them friend. Anyway, so I saw T, right? T, he does have a pumping business in Salt Lake City, and T it's booming. Like he's doing a bunch of concrete work and all that stuff. And he was there. I was like, dude, what are you doing here? Like, dude, I'm here to learn also. You know, I'm here to see what's new, what's trending, and the more you can't have more than enough of information. Like you're always gonna need to keep up with what's new, what's trending. And then especially in Vegas, you know, you have the world of concrete during the day and then during the night, you know, what happened in Vegas, stay in Vegas, right?
Unless you're my wife who's listening to the show, then nothing happened. We went to Circus and watched the shows. You know, we saw
that's funny.
Cirque du Soleil. No, I'm just playing.
Yeah, but I think the more information you get, the more knowledge you get with the system, with what's new, with what's trending, the better you get at it. You know, the more efficiency you have, and again, you are always one decision away from making a mistake. But if you are informed, if you are like studying and learning what is that you could do to avoid you making a mistake, that can always protect you in the long run, right? So the case of OSHA, you know, the guy was sharing another thing that. Did you know that if someone gets injured, like badly injured, where they need to go to the hospital, you have 24 hours to report to OSHA if you're a company. If you don't report within 24 hours, remember that $15,000 citation that I talked to you guys about it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you get a $15,000 just by not calling them and say, oh, someone got hurt here, there, at this hospital. If someone dies on a job site, you only have 8 hours. And if you don't call within 8 hours, then they can push you fee 100 times. So it's $150,000 just by not calling OSHA. So those are just simple things that no one ever taught me. Yeah. Told me. And
no one tells you, hey,
you.
You started a new business. By the way, don't let anybody die. It cost you.
Yeah, just say that. But it's like if someone died, it costs you a lot of money. Okay, how?
Yeah.
Explain to me, what should I do it? Like, what's the procedure to follow? Because you always got to be prepared. You know, you don't want anything. You don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want any of my guys to get hurt. You know, we did have an accident in 2017, 18, somewhere around there. I don't remember now. Where I was loading the truck. One of my guys loading the tractor on top of the trailer, which was hooked up to the truck. And then because of the weight of the tractor, when he went over the ramp, the glitch where you connect the hinge, right? The hitch where you connect. Yeah. Where you connect the thing basically got pushed up. So when it pushed up, the back tire of the truck went over the blockage, and this guy took off down the hill.
Oh, wow.
On the trailer, inside the tractor, just like back and forth, and with no one in the truck. So thank God no one got hurt, but it got some damage, you know, and that could be it for me as a business, but I'm just glad that nothing happened. And those are the type of things that, like, training could prevent me to be a rookie like I was that day, just by having one guy working with that. I should have someone inside the truck the whole time, stepping on the brake just to make sure.
Yeah.
But I didn't, right? But you go through things like this, unfortunately, to learn. But if you have classes where you can go and just learn, let's go. You know, by law, you should have a weekly meeting with all the guys that work with you, at least for 30 minutes every week. And report that. Like, you need to have a chart where you're reporting everything that you're talking, what you talk about that day, and all this stuff. So I think you get all the informational things about products, you get all the informational things about equipment, and you got the relationship, but most importantly is just educating yourself.
Yeah. You kind of touch point on actually what's my favorite aspect of trade shows in general is actually the relationships. Yeah. You go out there, you meet new people, you meet new companies that you may have not even known they existed.
Yeah.
Right? Or it actually gives you an opportunity to meet some of the biggest players in the industry.
Yeah.
Where else are you going to go and meet people who work at the biggest companies?
That's right.
All together, like in one day or over a weekend or throughout the week.
Yeah.
Some of the biggest deals that I've closed in my professional life, I guess you could call it, have been through relationships that were created at trade shows. They were like, I have no idea who you are, but this like seems intriguing to me.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And that opens the door for a business relationship.
Yeah, new opportunities.
New
right?
opportunities.
Yeah.
And, you know, you sell X amount at this amount, whatever. And, you know, ongoing relationships is something that I feel is actually the biggest missed opportunity that you have when you don't go to these shows.
So that's a really big fact there, because I still have my first general contractor that I connect with giving me work. And we're talking over 15 years of a relationship. This guy always calls me because he knows I'll get it done, right? Hey, Bruno, we have a concrete work. We have a concrete foundation. I did a job for him over here in Concord last year. We actually posted on our page. We lift up the house 5 feet up in the air, redid the whole foundation, set the house back. So those are the type of things where it's like this guy knows me and trusts me enough to just call me after a very long period of a time to still do the same work that I used to do for him, right?
Yeah.
So relationship, like those are the things where you're gonna get opportunities. Those are the places where you're gonna get a lot of contacts, and more and more as you grow your network, you're not gonna ever run out of job. Why? Because you always have those relationships, and you got to keep them strong. You know, you got to take people out. You got to take them to Starbucks. You got to take them to lunch. Just check on them. Hey, is there anything I can help you with? Not just be like, I need job, I need job, I need job, I need job, I need job. Just withdrawing without really giving back, right? So it's really bad to be someone that's only trying to get from you without giving.
I mean, relationship is mutually beneficial, right? I think that's where you're probably you're getting at, right?
Yeah, it's both ways. It's both ways. It can't just be one way where it's like, I need your help and come over, right? It's not like that. It's a relationship.
And the cool thing is, you know, kind of harping back to what I said earlier, you know, you get what you put in. Yeah. Everyone who's there wants to connect. Exactly. Everyone's there is open to connect, open to have a conversation, open to talk to you. It isn't a, you know, oh, I'm a shy guy, I'm nervous, no one's going to want to talk to me type of situation. No. You know, all of these people, they love to connect. They're there for a reason. You know, they're like myself. They like to connect. They like to talk to new people, talk to people from other parts of the country, other parts of the industry. Yeah.
And there's a lot of different construction laws and strategies depending where you live, right? So you got California. We don't do as much concrete work as it happens in Florida or somewhere else. Why? Because we have earthquakes every day. Yeah. Then Florida, you have hurricane, so you need something that's firmly strong to hold, you know, a winter storm or something like that. But one thing that I really like about the trade show also is like seeing, like you said, the big guys really like taking the time to talk with like people like me. I'm a smaller company. And they're like, yeah, these guys are making 150, 200 million a year. Yeah. They took their time to come, yeah, dude, how's it going? How's construction in California? You know, what do you do? And they're like really getting to talk with me. And I know they're a big company, and I know who they are because I follow them on social media and all that stuff. And the other thing I realized was like all those guys, they're showing up to the trade show in limos, and we're showing up on Uber X.
We're walking.
Walking. Trade show tip. Always get a hotel walking distance.
Walking distance. Always.
Because that can help you so much. Try to see if the hotel can get you a breakfast. You know, some of them offer that also, especially in Vegas. You have a lot of options.
Yeah. Or you get one that has a shuttle to the convention center.
Yeah. Always the trade shows, they'll have a shuttle list of hotels that they're going to drive by, which is all included.
Because if not, at the end of the day, that taxi line.
Yep.
My man, I've literally waited before over an hour in that taxi line before. At that specific Las Vegas Convention Center by the North Hall, that taxi line can get up to over an hour wait. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
It gets packed. Why? Because we're talking about over 100,000 people in the same location.
Yeah,
so it's just a lot of... Like last year, we went to the NA Hardscape of America. Yeah, there we go. And it was a shadow you should go to our place and pick us up. But at the end of the day, it was very tiring. You want to get there, and I know it almost feel like, oh, it's a vacation. Not really. It's a place where you're going to learn. It can get super tiring. We're going to waking up at 6 in the morning, getting to the shadow, breakfast, staying there the whole day, walking. They shut the doors at 5 p.m. and then you go out to have dinner, and then you get on the shadow, and by the time you get to your hotel room, it's already 10, 11 p.m. and it's like you got to do all over again for the next day, right? So it can get really tiring if you don't focus. So really look at this is another tip over here. Look over the floor plan and pick place where you want to go, right? Maybe you're in the concrete industry, but you don't want to know anything about concrete pumping. You just want to know about what's the new techniques to install.
Or you don't want anything about epoxy or something.
Yeah,
like that,
just
example.
focus on what you want to learn and what you want to know about it, and just go to those booths, and they will give you a map on the websites, just telling you where to go. I'm going to another one next week, which is
you're addicted. You're addicted to
I'm
shows now.
addicted to trade shows. We gotta get that checked. But we're going to another one next week. Back to Vegas. That's another one. World of Construction, right? I mean, which one?
No,
is
it's
that
the International Builder Show, IBS.
IBS. That's right. IBS is the largest of American in general construction, right? It's not following one segment; it's following all segments. I'm gonna be on that one. I'm just gonna go in and come back the same day, just because it's.
You're brave, man.
Yeah,
Brave man.
I'll try. I'm just trying to learn, man. That's how it is.
The other cool thing that I enjoy is, showing up to the booths, the manufacturer booths like DeWalt or Husqvarna, or, and seeing, hey, what's out there, what's coming out. In July, what's coming out in September, and they show you the new stuff that's about to come out. The battery-powered jackhammers, for example. I know Bruno had a lot of fun with.
I did
at that time.
It's so much lighter. I wish they had this when I was really working on the field. That thing, it's probably worth 120 pounds. The regular jackhammers, they had ones that had the same strength. It was super strong. It was probably weighed like 40 pounds. And I was like, how is this possible? And the guy was kind of explaining to me how with the battery system, it's kind of like a Tesla, right? You have a regular car and a Tesla. You step on the gas, it's just going to fly, right? Yeah. It's the same thing for the electrical. You have the electrical regular 110 jackhammers going. It's like that. And then you have the battery one. It's just much faster. So more efficiency on the machine and a lot more results. I would say like that. So that's right. What's trending on for 2023? They do have everything, like even plate compactors. I saw them on a battery base. So unheardable until this year. I was like, there's no way they're going to do that. They need a lot of power. And I drove one myself. I did try one myself, and it was epic. Why? Because I didn't expect to do the work. I didn't. I'll be honest with you. I did it. And
it looked pretty lightweight. I saw you moving it with like your fingertips.
Yeah,
like you weren't even
like this,
Yeah, I was like, this guy probably got his manicure done. And he was like very gentle with it.
I'm gonna give some work to our editor, Junior. This is the plate right here. Look at this. There you go. See? He placed that little video there. And now we got the plate. This is just extra work for him.
Thank you.
Thank you, Junior. But yeah, plate compactors, jackhammer, you name it, everything going towards battery. And the beauty about this, and you think, they're just trying to make more money. No. Check this out. You can't really run a gas machine inside a closed area. Meaning, let's say if you're doing a Safeway wants to do a remodeling on their concrete, you can't just get a regular gas machine and run there because that's a closed space. And the
air quality, huh?
The air quality, but you have I forgot the name now, the fire alarm things, the little
the carbon monoxide systems and like the smoke detectors, all that stuff.
Yeah, the smoke detector and all that stuff will trigger, and then the sprinklers on the store will go off. It was like literally shower you. But now, if you have electric, guess what? You can still get the job done without having to worry about that.
Wow.
So it's very wise from them to finally come up with something like that where they can definitely improve and change the actual equipment towards battery base instead of electric or gas, right? So the plate compactor, the concrete saw, and all that stuff. So just one thing to say, if you never went to a trade show, please make yourself available and go to one. It's worth it. You're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna really understand why you need to go to a trade show until you go to one. Yeah.
You learn so much more. It opens your eyes up
Yep.
to an endless amount of opportunities that you see.
Yeah.
And not only on how to improve your trade, how do I become a better concrete contractor? How do I become a better paver installer?
Right.
But it also teaches you how to become a better leader, a better manager, a better team leader. How do I become a more efficient business owner?
Yeah, exactly. So if you're a contractor, you should definitely go to a trade show at least once a year.
Absolutely.
Just to, learn and do all that stuff.
So, short answer here, Bruno. Trade shows, are they worth it? Are they worth the investment to go to these shows?
100% yes. It is worth it because you get everything that you paid for, probably 10 times more than what's worth it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, perfect. Bruno, my man, thank you again for your time.
Let's go.
This week. Guys, everyone at home listening in your office, in your cars, or wherever you're listening, thank you for joining us again this week. We got another exciting episode next week, and that's it.
This is
the Outdoor Builders Podcast.
Let's go. Thank you.